I just realized my mic was off, and I'm like just like dusting off the rust, man. Anyway, welcome back to the sessions. It's been a while. We had a combos and chill session. I had some problems with like the previous guest. I couldn't do the do the uh, do the uh, do the episodes with them because of some internet connections and some stuff like this. So here we are. We're gonna complete the season. This is gonna be the last episode of the season, which is episode 30. So today I have a very close friend of mine, which he's an organizer as well, and he's a CEO and a founder of an event company. It's like an independent, like a very, it's an independent event company called JoScene Events, and they do like rock and metal shows and with local bands and international bands. So, without any further ado, I'm gonna be getting my guest Mohammed Jabber on the show. So, yo, Jabber, what's up, man?
Hey Ahmad, how are you?
How's
Thank you for having
everything? It's all
all
good,
good,
man. How's everything with you, bro?
all good, all good.
So,
It's been a while since I saw you.
yeah, man, it's
Or
been
any-
a while, man. It's been like I don't know, man, how long it's been, man. I think the last time I've seen you was the Psychroptic show that you put together, yeah?
yeah, July 2019.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it
It's
was. That's long ago.
so
Yeah.
so Jabber, why you don't introduce yourself for the whoever is watching? I'm sure everyone knows you, but just in
No,
case if someone doesn't know you.
couple of friends. My name is Mohammed Jaber. I'm the founder of JoScene for events, and I'm also the drummer of the UAE-based death metal band Verdict and another band in Jordan, Melodic Doom Death, Chalice of Doom. Yep, that's it. And I'm a musician, of course.
But
I
you're
just
but
mentioned.
you're mainly you were more active in the whole Joe scene events, yeah?
Yes, I've started JoScene, I guess, in 2011. Actually, I started like in the whole events in general 2010,
Mm-hmm.
but the whole JoScene name came up, and I started like taking it more seriously in 2012, late 2011. And I started, of course, in Jordan. At that time, I used to live in Jordan and organized shows for the local scene over there. We brought like a couple of bands from the region, like from Greece, from Lebanon. Yeah. Then I moved in 2014 to Dubai, beginning of 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still stuck. I mean, still staying here.
Stuck. So you know what? Okay, so you're in the band Verdict, and it's like, can you tell everyone like how you got into the scene? As in, like, what was the? You know what? Okay, let's start it this way. How was the whole creation of Joe Scene? Was it an active brand in Jordan back in the days, or was just something that you came up with once you reached to Dubai? How was it? Give us an introduction to that.
Oh, actually, I've been working in events since 2009, something like that. And I started doing my own show back in the days. We used to do shows, me and my friend Ahmed Klub, he's the drummer of Bilocate.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then after that, he went to the side in events to the side of the business exhibitions and conferences, and I stick to the live performances and entertainment, of course. So that time I decided to, and Josine, it's obviously it's a shortcut of Jordanian scene.
Mm-hmm.
That that's how the name came up because I didn't have any plans to take it further outside Jordan. Yes, so I was planning to do a few shows, few connections outside Jordan, but that idea wasn't like clear to me until like I moved here in 2014 to Dubai. Then I decided to take it to the next level, which is dealing with more of international acts, death, like extreme music. Because in Jordan, it's similar to any country in the region. It's not open-minded fully to this
Mm-hmm.
kind of music,
Mm-hmm.
so we weren't able to do such as like black metal or death or all of these. Most of the shows were just rock and thrash, but nothing more than that. Well, the first one I've done that was for my band Chalice of Doom with another black metal from Jordan. It was risky, honestly, but back at that time, I just wanted to do it, because it was one of those goals where we need it in the scene over there in Jordan. Like we didn't have that road where we can see our local bands at least to perform because that was considered as Satanism and all of that. So whoever was getting involved, they were taking to the police or taking to the investigation department and all of that. So it wasn't worth it. So many decided not to do so. But yeah, before leaving, I've decided to do it a couple of times, regardless of what the consequences
So
might be.
hold up. I mean, we're gonna be talking about all the details inside out, and like, what was the hardest things you've ever done? What was the like one of the most difficult shows you ever had? So I just want to give a shout out to the guys that are watching. Karim Al Khayat is in the house. Gilbert is in the house. Serge Lutfi is in the house. He's saying yo. And Ahmed Jamil is in the house, your band member. He's saying Verdict forever, man. Yes, man, Verdict is a cool band. And it's like, it's the thing is, like, I always say to the guys in the scene is like, it's good that we have variety of bands. We can, if someone asks us about the bands, okay, we have like death metal bands, we have black metal bands, we have this and that, punk, and like, funk and everything. It's good that we have like variety of bands that they are like available, and we can showcase it to to the region, and just be around with the people, and just to socialize with the whole Western and all the global things. And Motassem is in the house. What's up, Motassem? By the way, guys, whoever is watching, please do me a favor, share this video on your timeline. Let them know about the page. Let's get more traffic to the page. And man, thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. And man, I mean, we have another organizer in the house, Motassem. I mean, yeah,
I love
man.
you, man.
Yeah, man. You guys are great. I mean, you guys are like the two guys that actually brought that whole metal thing to, like, you guys brought it to life. We were not like, we never had it in that caliber. You understand what I'm saying? We never had it that way open, as in like, the way you guys approach like, the whole international acts and how you get in touch and everything, which we're going to be talking about, like how hard is it and what is the procedure. To some extent, you don't need to explain all the things. And someone is saying fuck Verdict, which is Motassem.
I'm with him in that.
So, man, JoScene, yes, I knew that the name, it came from the whole Jordanian scene, but so it wasn't even your initial plan to start an event, like live event, as in like it wasn't the first thing on your mind to start because of the whole how to say, the whole logistic and the rules and the regulations in the region is kind of up and down. We don't have that much of a freedom, and like basically this understanding is not established. You understand what I'm saying? It's still, they're not way open to this whole thing. So how hard was it to go ahead with this? Like, was it like I gonna go and gamble with this whole thing, or you actually sat down and there was like, steps to take?
No, it was simply taking the risk by doing it. Risk of, like, facing the authorities, risk of losing a lot of money, especially that if you want to compare the number of attendees between Jordan and Dubai, Amman and Dubai, there's a big difference. The scene over there, it's not as big as in here in Dubai. The same thing goes to the ticket price. It's not it's obviously it's going to be, compared to Dubai, very cheap, much cheap. But the costs are close, we can say. But yeah, that's one of the things like in Jordan. But yeah, it's just taking the risk, like because nobody is going to get the blame except me. because the first person that they will be asking about is the organizer who
Mm-hmm.
organized this.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't care about the rest because they cannot just take 200 or 250 people.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So they just want the person behind that. But I took the risk and it went well. I faced a few things with the media in Jordan, like the newspapers and all of that, but actually nothing serious happened before.
So is it
It was
like
just a matter of
is it still strict in Jordan as in comparing to Dubai, or Dubai is like easier?
no. Dubai is much. There is I cannot even compare it
Mm-hmm.
to Dubai. Dubai here you can get black metal, international bands, death, whatever. Over there, no, no. It's still it needs more time to open that door to this kind of music.
Which is surprisingly, I mean, like Jordan is well, like they're like very well versed, as in like they're very international. Like they have a lot of tourism going in and out, and I
We
mean,
do. Everything. We have everything from nightclubs to bars to festivals to all kind of music except this one.
mhm. So
No.
I just want to give a shout out to Wadia is in the house, and Jamil is telling Motassim haters gonna hate. So guys, whoever is still watching, I mean, why I keep saying this, because I got used to it. So if I mean you guys are watching, if you guys have any questions for Jobber, as in like regarding the scene, or regarding JoScene, or like regarding music, whatever that we're gonna be talking about, please feel free and put your question in the comment sections. It's gonna be like a very entertaining, because it's like a very entertaining topic for me, because I've helped Jobber in like a gig or two. You remember the Vader gig? You called me in. It's like, man, there is no one to help me. I need like someone. I'm like, okay, for sure, man. I'm there. I felt like a bodyguard, bro.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Man,
Because all the crew, all the guys were busy, and of course, the first thing I'm gonna do is to come to the people that I trust the most. So, and this
oh man.
in that kind of matter, it was like, Bachar is Ahmed is in front of me. Let's get him on board.
Thanks a lot, man. Although like the Vader dudes, they were rude to me. I mean, like I was just trying to be there to help them.
Really?
Like they were like, why you're standing there? Go away. Let us go on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah. Because they didn't recognize you. They were like they thought that you're just a fan and you're coming, to bug them and stay over there. But yeah, then later on they understood that you're part of the team.
Mm. So, man, it's crazy. I mean, like, I can understand that it's a hard thing to put together a show, as in, like, man, you remember how many times you remember yourself, you were, removing some monitors from the front of the house and putting it somewhere else. So, for a guy who doesn't have like a dedicated team for this type of category, of this job, how hard is the other elements into it? Like, like I've seen you most of the time doing most of the things yourself. For example, setting up the drums and the mics, and doing most of the things. Like, what is the things that you really pay attention to? Like, these are the most fundamental factors in organizing an event.
The first thing and the most important thing is which is the rider of the headliners. When you're having a guest international act or local,
Mm-hmm.
they have specific requirements when it comes to drums, to monitors, to PA system, light system in general. So for me, since I'm a drummer, so of course I'll be doing the drums because uh, I have so many people like in the crew that they're very helpful, like Dave Fletcher and the other Dave, the Canadian. They are very helpful where they're handling everything when it comes to heads, cabinets,
Mm-hmm.
and the wiring and all of that. And of course, uh, many people like I have Serge as a sound engineer. He comes and he helps. He handles most of the times the international bands they bring their own sound engineer, but sometimes they ask you to provide that. So in that case, I work with Serge, Lutfi, or uh, Romario, of course. But yeah, when it's just a part of like me, but like any other guy, like any other person. If you love what you're doing, you won't be hesitating to do it yourself. You know, if you have the time. And since everybody is there as one family, one team, so there is no one. There is okay, I'll be the organizer, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna give orders to this guy and this guy, because all of them, they're helping me, they're supporting the scene. Same, they're doing this exact thing that I'm doing, but on ground. You know what I mean, on the day of the
Mm-hmm.
event. But yeah, it's that's the most important thing, where to get uh, exactly the stage, to prepare it as per the rider. So I leave, for example, the sound for Surge, I leave the heads and cabinets for the two Daves from Hyperion, and I handle the drums and monitors, for example. And whatever we can do together, we can help each other, and yeah, that's it.
So indirectly, you have a tiny team that is helping you, which is, our friends and the musicians.
Yes, yes, we have like Hyperion. They do their own heads and cabinets. They are our sponsors for the events. When it comes only for bands that they accept the
Mm-hmm.
Hyperion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that quality is bad. No, the quality is great of Hyperion. But some bands, they are signing, for example, with Orange or with Marshall. They
Mm-hmm.
cannot use a different kind of cabinet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They cannot use a different kind of brand. For example, Vader's drummer, we couldn't provide him with Tama. He's signed with Tama,
Mm-hmm.
so brought him Pearl. So we had to cover everything Pearl on the drums, so it doesn't show in the cameras and the videos, because that's gonna cause him issues, this kind of thing. But yeah, like
So this
these
needs,
guys
it's
are
like,
there.
sorry to cut you off. So for example, this type of issues, you need to be in direct touch with the drummer and tell him like, okay, we're facing this, and
Basically, you cannot be in contact with the members on the day of the event. All this kind of matters you have to discuss with obviously with the management of the artist
mm-hmm.
uh, uh, before the show, in at least 1 week. Like, hey guys, you requested in your rider Tama drums, for example, or Marshall. We don't have, we have alternative brands if it works with the musician. So on that point, the management takes the request to the musician, and the musician, either he agrees or he says like, try your best to get to get me that, because at the same time they don't want to get in trouble with their sponsors.
Yeah, with their
With
endorsement.
yeah, because that's a big deal for them. And well, we try our best. One of the companies that they also work with us, Melody House,
Mm-hmm.
they've been very great help for us in all the shows when it comes to providing the back line in general.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have so many, like, they're helping from here, from there, you know.
So, man, I mean, I'm just thinking about it, man. I'm just, picturing myself. I would have a heart attack if something goes wrong, Well, we all know one guy, when something goes wrong, he kind of loses shit and starts smoking like one pack of cigarette in an hour. You know who am I
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah, true. Actually, in this kind of job, if you're doing it, whether it's for like fun or for money, either way, you have to be prepared for any kind of shit that might go wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a solution immediately. And most importantly, you cannot panic. If you panic, everything goes to the ground, because you're the decision maker. You have to have decisions for all the situation that is happening, because none of the crew can make that on your behalf. So
Mm-hmm.
for example, if we have some kind of issue with a monitor, the sound engineer, they're going to come to me, like, what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we try to find a solution to fix it on spot or whatever. And actually, we faced so many, like, I can't even count them. But the funniest one, that was in 2017, January 5th, when I brought Catatonia. That
Really,
was,
dude?
yeah, that was very very stressful. but luckily we managed to solve it. So basically, all the bands they finished.
Mm-hmm.
Voice of the Soul, Gali by Locate. Now the headline was Catatonia. So they were standing in the backstage of the venue, and I'm like, 5 minutes, and you guys are gonna go on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. We reached the moment where they're gonna go on stage. Then I find one of their crew members running towards us, and he's like, the laptop of the drummer that has all the backing tracks, such
Mm-hmm.
as like symphonies and all of that, has like 5% battery, and the
Wow.
charger's not working.
Wow.
So
Okay.
and it was a new MacBook Pro, and you cannot find. Imagine Friday or no, it was Thursday in Dubai, and you know the traffic in Dubai on Thursday at 11
Ex-
p.m.
exactly.
Where you can find a store to buy a new charger. And it's not only that, the traffic alone. It's and you have 5 minutes, so you have to find a way. Uh, yeah, it was very fucked up. But the last moment I remember, that was like Hani, the bassist of Bilocate, he has
Mm-hmm.
an Apple. So I was like, I have to go and try to see if he has the same charger. And I remember he was on the 12th floor, something like that. And do you remember the music room, Majestic Hotel? The
Mm-hmm.
elevators, there were only two elevators, and it's always occupied,
Yes.
always busy.
Yes.
I had to run on the stairs,
Wow.
literally. Until I reached him, I was like, "You have the same one?" He's like, "Yes." I took it immediately, and I went down and everything. That's how it was sorted.
Man,
It
man, this
was
is
luck.
this is super crazy. Which Ahmed Jamil is also mentioning. Catatonia had the best sound. It just their studio album. It just sounded like I was about to say this. To be honest, I mean I do listen to Catatonia, and while I was on the side of the stage, I was like, man, it's the sound, dude. I'm not joking. I've been
It
around,
was
dude. I've been around the scene and the shows. This was the most perfect sound ever. I agree with Ahmed. It sounded like the album. I'm like, dude, this is, and dude, so far one of the best shows I ever been. Catatonia. I was about to mention it before Ahmed said it. Before you even mentioned it, like there's a funny event happened in Catatonia's gig. Catatonia was one of the best shows I ever been to, man. Like although it's
yeah.
one of my favorite bands, it was just crazy good sound, man. How like
Well,
what was the whole thing behind it? It was so smooth, man.
uh, to be honest, we all remember the sound, the PA system in the music room. It wasn't the best from the quality and all of that.
Exactly.
And honestly, the only thing that I replaced in the venue was the monitors.
Mm-hmm.
I just rented monitors, and that's it. And the whole job was done by their sound engineer, Gary. So that tells you a lot about
Oh,
it. So basically, we did not add any sound, just five monitors.
so you mean they had their own sound engineer doing their own sound, and rest of the bands? I think Mario was doing it, or uh,
No, they had their own sound engineer, of course, drum tech and guitar tech.
mm-hmm.
The guitar tech, the one that he came with them, was the bassist of Anathema,
Mm-hmm.
because their regular crew he couldn't make it. But yeah, Gary is a very professional sound engineer, and he made magic out of it. And I think Romario was with him on that day, because Romario was handling
I think, yeah.
the.
I mean, I'm sure I
Not sure if
saw.
it was, I can't remember if it was Romario or Serge, but one of them definitely. But I think Romario, because back in 2017 he used to work in. I'm not sure if he was still working with the music room.
I
Not
can't
sure.
I can't recall, man.
I can't remember. But for a period of time he worked. He handled the venue with the sound.
Okay, so
But yeah,
you gave us okay, so you gave us the funny event that happened. Like as in it was a critical one that it might fuck everything up. Not fuck everything up, but fuck the main eventer set. But any other like hectic shows that okay, for example, like your first show ever, I think it was
It
wait,
was for Svengali, Balokate,
it was
Voice of
Metal something, yeah, I forgot the name.
yeah, Middle Eastern Night.
Yeah,
Well,
Metal
that
Eastern. So tell
yeah.
us about that. How was the whole scheduling? How like you went about it? Like when you were
Well,
talking to music room and the whole thing. If you can give us a snippets of it.
well, it went really great, from sound, from because we've had all the local bands such as Bengali. It was their first live show. Bilocate, they haven't been in the UAE for a couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and Voice of the Soul, all of that. It was a teamwork, the result, because everybody done something. Uh, for example. Ramsey from Bilocate, he handled, for example, helped us with some of the sound, Adnan, graphics, all of that, video, and of course, that was my first show with Mu'tasim
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to when I moved in here because when I moved in Dubai, I needed a gateway. I need someone to introduce me because yes, I they know me in Jordan and all of that, but nobody knows me here. So also Mu'tasim did a great part, same as me. Like both of us, we were partners doing the show together, and it went very well. Well, it was the energy was amazing. Everybody was happy, and that's why we were happy because everybody was happy. Because at the end, we don't care about the money or any of that. As long as the bands and the audience are happy, then that's a success to us.
I mean, I know that you might not make cash from the get go, but I mean, obviously there is a bit of profit that you are making it. So the thing is, like, is it that much that that you can invest in other gigs, back to back, or it's like because like the whole live shows schedule kind of like it became scattered as in one-off show, but you guys plan it in a way that I will bring in like an international band, and I will set up a good band lineups from the local scene and everything, which it can turn out to be an amazing show such as Nile, such as Catatonia, and like most of the shows you guys did, for example Sepultura, so
Yeah.
like this way is more is it this way much more profitable like for you guys? Is this category much more profitable, or like it's not like really profitable out of the local bands? Because
It,
we know how the local bands, I mean, not the local bands, how the local scene works, as in on and off, everyone come in and out.
well, honestly, we never think about the financial like matters when it comes to how much we're gonna make of this or that because it's the result is always expected. All we care about is three things: the attendees to be happy
Mm-hmm.
with all the acts to be happy with the sound, and to cover our costs. That's it. We are not like me and Mu'tasim and Nahla. We are not asking for anything else. You know what I mean? Once we know, like for example, when the ticketing person comes to me, like I give me a notice, come to me once you reach this number, because this number, that means I close my cost.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes to me in the middle of the night or whenever, I'll be happier,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
everything was well organized when it comes to sound, to the acts and all of that. And now we covered the cost. That's it. I don't care about anything else. Even if we didn't sell a single ticket after reaching the target, then that's it. But for us, yeah, we do not plan it as we need to make this kind of money or that from these shows,
Mm-hmm.
because we know the situation is not as good as in other music genres. So yeah, and we know that our scene, we know it very well.
Mm-hmm.
We know how many people we should expecting to attend and all of that. But yeah, we We do not like put a budget for a year where, okay, I have to do 2 3 shows, depends on the finance
Mm.
calculations and all of that. But yeah, that's the way it is. There's an opportunity to get a good band, there's a good date, we go ahead with it.
I want to give a shout out. Adnan is in the house. He was saying, yeah, it was their very first show, the one we were talking about, Middle East, the one that actually what you call Motasim helped you out, your first show ever. Yeah, man, I can still remember it. It was a fucking great show. I mean,
He did not help, he organized it with me.
okay,
That-
Motasim. Shout out to Motasim. Motasim is dude. As I mentioned before, I know Motasim like way freaking back, like
yeah,
I'm talking about like 2000s, 2001 ish. You know,
yeah,
I
he's very
think the time he came because I knew one of his friends and I know him through that guy. And dude, such a cool dude, man. I mean, since the day he started working in Virgin, I know him, and like, you know, to see you guys coming this far is just fucking crazy. You know, the thing is, like, you guys made something out of a dead scene. You know, people will show up because, you know, like, you know, aside of the whole that, you know, we are the musicians, we have our own people, you know, coming for the show and stuff like this, but the whole organizers putting the effort into this whole thing. Although you guys, I mean, although, come on, we're not trying to fool anyone, and I'm sure the guys who are watching, they understand this. You know, our scene is kind of dead. So, as you said, we're doing it for ourselves. As long as the audience, whoever shows up, it's happy, and we deliver the entertainment, and the bands are happy with their performance. I think we did a good job for the scene. But what I'm trying to say is, like, as hard as it gets, you guys did it, and you guys, like, I don't know anyone else that in the scene did it at this level, as I mentioned previously. So kudos to both of you, like, to JoScene and Middle East Records, to actually perform on this level. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's just a matter of dedication, that's it.
So I want to ask whoever are you still watching. You guys tell me, what was your favorite JoScene event or Middle East Records events? Please note it down in the comment section. Let's see which one is your favorite and which one you had fun, and you know, let's engage together. So Jabber, what you think? We go in the trivia section. I will give you, like, you know, it's a game that I play with my guest. Like, I will give you two options. You choose one of them, and it just goes this way.
Okay,
Okay,
let's go.
so you guys are watching. You guys can join in as well, and you know, give your ideas on the which option you like. So join us with the whole thing and put your comments in the comment section. So, Mr. Jabber, the first one is Metallica or Megadeth.
Metallica.
Really,
Yeah.
you are that guy.
You don't seem happy about
No,
my
it's not that
answer.
I'm. The thing is, like, when you ask extreme metalheads, you know, such as you,
Yeah,
they are not a Metallica guy.
yeah, I am a Metallica guy actually.
Is it a
Met-
because of a specific reason, or
no, actually, of course, Megadeth is a very huge big band, but for me, my taste went with Metallica more. I find it more suitable to my tastes in music in general, and I know that many people that won't be happy about me saying this, but I'm not a big fan of thrash metal, for example. Like
oh,
people would be so shocked when I tell them that I'm not a fan of Slayer, and I'm not.
I think Jamil will leave the band now, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not. Like this is, this is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like, for example. I'm not saying they're bad. Of course, they're not. They're not.
It's just it's just your preference.
Not my. It's not my cup of tea.
Hmm.
Slayer, Dream Theater. I cannot listen to these two. For example, I
And
know I
and
picked two sensitive names, but actually, it is what it is.
oh man, it's all good. So which call Motasim is saying his favorite shows are Catatonia, Septic Flesh, and Swallow the Sun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
I remember that whole thing happened with the Swallow the Sun as well. These are the things that it kind of like, it's a bummer for everyone. And Ahmed
no,
Jamil is saying, fuck Slayer, Metallica is the best band in the world. I can hear his sarcasm from here, from my house.
no, he's not. He's not.
He's not a Metallica dude? Man, what's happening? Wait, he is a Metallica dude. What the hell is
Yes,
happening, guys? Anyway, man, moving on. This
you have
might
good taste. I'm joking.
Okay, the second one might not be your cup of tea as well, but I think you would have few songs that you like to jam to. Nirvana or Soundgarden?
None.
There is no such a thing as none. It's
None of them.
it's two
I don't.
options. You need to choose.
I've, none. I don't listen to any of them.
If it was a matter of life or death.
I'll have to say Nirvana, not because I'm a big fan of Nirvana, just because the name sounds more familiar. That's it.
Jamil is saying, "Fuck Jobber, Dream Theater is the best."
But
Moving on. Third one: black metal or death metal?
can I say both? Because I
Mm,
cannot.
okay, but what is your super favorite one that you're like when you're sitting by yourself, you want to jam it out, you do that?
Uh, I listen to a lot of death metal, but most of the things that I listen to are like black metal bands, uh, that, like old bands such as like Burzum, Dimmu Borgir, or Dark Fortress. Maybe you're not familiar
I am
with.
familiar, dude. I had a black metal phase. I know Demo Borgir, Immortal.
Okay, so
I know Immortal, 13, 49, Dark Throne, Emperor. Dude, I've
yeah,
been there.
you named what I like, but like I'm mostly like I'm more into symphonic, melodic, black
Mm,
and death metal.
That's great.
That's my and pure black metal, of course.
And
But yeah, I cannot pick between both, honestly. Like, but if it's a matter life or death, then I'll have to go with black metal.
is it that? Is that why you like pandas? Because they wear black metal makeup?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
That's why you like pandas because they have like black metal makeup.
We I don't like pandas. I am a panda, so there's a big.
By the way, in this scene, if you're watching it on another device, I actually put a fun fact about Jobber. I put CEO and founder of JoScene Events, plays drums for a band called Verdict, and the last one is he loves pandas.
That no, that's a fact. I love pandas. Don't
And
ask me.
Motasim is saying fuck Nargoroth, and
Here we go. Nargos.
dude, Jamil, no, bro. Behemoth is amazing. Jamil is saying fuck Behemoth. No, man.
I
Dude,
love.
Behemoth is
That,
amazing. It's amazing.
don't listen to him.
Dude,
He's an idiot.
dude,
Likes gay music.
you know the time that I had a death metal and a black metal phase? Behemoth was the first band that I've introduced to. I think their album As Above, So Below was a mix, yeah? And then like the whole Demigod, dude, Demigod album is my favorite. It's
Yeah,
my favorite. So moving on, the next one is pandas or cats.
pandas.
Dude, you have a cat.
I have three cats.
You have three cats, and you still like
Panda.
if you had an option to bring in a panda, would you do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
No question. Pandas. Like, I mean, you can walk in the street. How many pandas you can see in the street? Except me, of course. None. Yeah. How many cats? They're everywhere. So,
Oh man. Okay, moving on, man. Burgers or hot dogs?
burgers.
Meat guys. Moving on, man. Organizing shows or performing shows?
Organizing. Ah,
Uh huh. Uh huh. First
no,
stumble. First stumble.
organizing.
Why? Is
Organizing.
like is there a reason behind it?
Yeah, because in organizing, you have, uh, as a band, you're a musician yourself and you have your own band. So you know how it is. You just go do the sound check, go back to your hotel or to your house, then come back in the night to do your show. But when it comes to organizing, there are so many, behind the scenes
Mm-hmm.
stuff that are happening, that are, for me, more exciting than, of course, playing a show is something I love and I will never stop doing. But organizing is it's totally different level of excitement,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because
Which
it's for as a band member, if you want to play, that's it. You get the date of the show with whom you're going to be performing,
mm-hmm.
and that's it. Then you have practice, then the day of the show. But when it comes to organizing an event, you have a period of 6 months, sometimes a year, more than a year preparing for this show. So when it comes to the end, it's you go back, rewind everything that was happening with you. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, yeah, I can relate. I mean, I cannot relate to it, but I can understand. It's much more of like, because when we were doing, when I was like, kind of helping out Gorgon with the whole desert experiment and stuff. So I can understand it. It has a different vibe to it. So
Indeed.
so moving on. Okay, Jordanian scene or Dubai scene? Do you okay? No, no, serious. Sorry, I fucked up the question. As the whole situation, this whole pandemic, okay, how shit
Yeah.
is going. So we're not having shows anymore. So which one do you miss, the Jordanian scene, or you miss the Dubai scene?
Of course, I miss the Dubai scene more, because in the Dubai scene, we faced and we've done so many exciting events, and uh, many memories that I cannot even count. In Jordan, because you have limited kind of events genre that you can expand with. So no, I definitely the Dubai scene.
Mm-hmm. And okay, the next one is, which one you had more support in, like the Jordanian scene or the Dubai scene?
Actually, both. Like in Jordan, I had my and I still have them, the same guys, the crew over there. They've been doing the exact same thing that everybody is doing here in Dubai. They're helping with every way,
Mm-hmm.
because all of us, we know, even like, you're a musician, I'm an organizer, and when you're talking to me, you know that I have limited resources. So whatever you can offer from your side, you will not hesitate to offer the help. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So that goes the same way with the Jordanian scene, because they've done the same as what Dubai scene did with me.
Mm. Okay, fair enough. Moving on, Demo Borgir or Immortal?
Uh,
I was an
I have
Immortal
to go,
fan, man.
have to go with Dimmu Borgir, because it's one of my favorite black metal bands.
Man,
So yeah,
Serge is saying, I don't know to which comment he's replying to Jamil. He's saying you're out of the band.
yeah, the Jimmy or me.
Oh man. Okay, moving on. Drums. Okay, playing drums or piano.
Well, drums is my main instrument, so I don't know. They have different feelings, but yeah, drums. I have to go with drums. But I'm still in love with the piano. So
Which we're gonna be talking about your band. We're like we're gonna be talking about Verdict, how you guys put it together, and how on earth Jamil, because he's a character. We
yeah,
need to
unfortunately,
talk. We need to talk about that. So moving on. Uh, you prefer to be always that business guy, or you like to be the chill dude with the business ethics?
uh, business and chill.
Convos and chill, business and chill.
Yeah, because if you make it 100% business, you will lose that flavor
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the thing that you're doing. Because if it becomes just strictly business, then you will have to let go many stuff, many things. If I want to follow your scene and make it as 100% business, I wouldn't be doing any shows in here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because when it comes to business, it comes about the outcome, the profits, all of that. And when it comes to the music scene of Dubai and the metal in general,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a zero income. So yeah, chill.
Serge is saying he likes the. Wait, is it hypocrisy or is it hypocrisy? I think
Hypocrisy. For me, I spell it
I
hypocrisy or
I yeah. He's saying hypocrisy is gig, which I
hypocrisy.
missed.
Oh man, yes. Hypocrisy gig is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because
Mm-hmm.
hypocrisy, it's also, I can say it's my favorite band in death metal.
Mm-hmm.
Since many years, they're very old, very professional, and personally, I love their music.
Mm-hmm.
So since I don't know, I can't remember, maybe 15 years old, something like that. So bringing them here, it was a, it was actually all the bands. It was different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just an event. It has a personal impact on me, from their musics. But Hypocrisy are the most,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
amongst
Which
all
which
rest.
which I can guess it's like much more of like a dream coming through for you guys because
It is,
yeah.
especially like meeting Peter Tactigerin, which is the vocalist uh, of Hypocrisy, and uh, he has his own studio that he records for the big bands such as Dimmu Borgir, Immortal, Dark Funeral,
Mm-hmm.
you name those, Dark Throne. Like he's the guy who records and mixes and masters, doing the mastering for all the big international bands.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, of course, he has this other band, Pain, and the other band with the Till Lindemann from Rammstein.
Oh, nice.
So
I didn't know that.
yeah, he started the band, him and Till Lindemann. So he's doing all the music and all of that industrial. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's to me, it's not just Hypocrisy. It's a huge name to me. To the whole music community and all around the world. So that was the biggest for me, like meeting such a great guy, and he's very humble and very nice, and all of them like this. I've never met, like, hosted an international band and they were some kind of rude or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. Totally the opposite.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I'm sure the feeling is different. The way you're gonna approach them, as in like contacting them, getting them here, doing the whole deal with them. It's gonna be like different than when you see them and in your show, and
Yeah,
you'll be like, "What the fuck, dude? I did this. I brought Hypocrisy I down. I brought Psychroptic down. I brought these guys down, and like it's in your resume. It's just gonna be crazy.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so okay, the next one I want you to I don't want you to take it personally, okay? Don't answer it in like a personal way.
Okay,
You can reply to it in any way, but like just try to make it out of your own experience with JoScene events,
okay.
okay? Did people use you? Yes or no? People around you,
No,
okay?
no.
Like not at all. Like you never had any event, nothing happening.
Uh, Happening exactly, but what kind of thing
I
that
mean, that's the
happened?
thing. That's the thing. Like, okay, I'll give you a very small thing, like a small example, as in like people ask you for free tickets.
Yeah, that always happened. But I do not consider it as like they're using me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but we do the best we can, because we know that not everybody can afford, like many people, they might face some kind of financial issues or this or that.
Mm-hmm.
So from our side also, we try uh, to support our scene, like with special cases where someone's birthday, we want to make them happy, all of that. And I'm sure that whoever is asking for a free entry, which is always happens, uh, they have the need for it. Doesn't matter what is the need exactly, but maybe they cannot afford buying it or whatever. So we also consider this kind of things. But as they're using me, no, I don't know. I do not consider it as using.
Mm-hmm. And why Ahmed Jamil is saying ouch? What happened? Is he? I think he's referring to what Sergi said. Sergi Serge Lutfi, that he gotta throw him out of the band. So man,
Yeah,
okay,
they're gonna fight.
yeah, they gotta fight, man. Okay, moving on. Okay, organizing a gig is not for everyone. Yes or no?
Yes,
Really?
it's not. No,
Oh, you mean no? It's not for everyone.
no, yeah, no. Like I mean, I'm agreeing. Like yeah, it's not for everyone.
Mm.
No, it's a fun thing to do, but it's not easy. It's if you have, but it's not impossible.
Mm. So it's
So
okay.
that's
Like cash is one of them. Cash is one problem. Like then there is the venue. There is how like who to talk
yeah.
to, getting the band's contacts and stuff like this.
If someone comes to me and that happened many times where they're asking about their to teach them or to give them some advices, so all I have to say is that if you're willing to put yourself in risk in losing money and you have uh, advanced professional way of organizing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you can work under stress, then yeah, go ahead and do it. That's all what requires. It needs just someone who can take the risk, take a responsibility, decision maker, and he's just trust yourself. If you trust yourself in doing such a thing, and I'm not saying that you need to start with something international. Just start with the local gig, whatever. I started like selling tickets in shows. That's how I got into the event industry. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean that you have to jump over the top immediately. So yeah, but if you have those qualities in yourself, then it's gonna be easy for you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always easy. Easy, it's not a word that I can it's correctly was put in the sentence, but I mean, yeah, if you have those things, then you can do it. Anyone can do it.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, we're gonna like talk a bit about that later on as well. And the last one is, do you miss Jobber 2010 or you're cool with Jobber 2020?
Uh, I do not miss Jabber 21. Uh, it's not something. It's bad. No, I see that 2010 versus 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's the advanced version, which is I'm still proud of 2010 because it wasn't an easy thing
Mm-hmm.
to do back then. But yeah, I've seen that there's many things have changed the way of dealing in business. I've learned, I'm still learning so many things about the event industry in general. But yeah, I I do not miss old Jabber, the
Yeah.
20, because I had an idea about something what I want to do and something big to get out of Jordan. That's what I did. So I'm proud of all Jabber actually.
Mm-hmm. That's great, man. I mean, I like I sometimes I feel like people kind of like regret their stuff they did that they were that like they didn't do back then and they're doing it now, or it's like
No,
vice versa. But your case,
uh,
you're yeah. Go ahead.
I do not regret. Like I understand what you said,
Mm-hmm.
but for me, I learn from the things that I missed doing,
Yeah,
and
which
I try to do it next time. But I do not regret uh, some stuff that
mm-hmm.
whatever happened, because you learn from your mistakes.
So, okay, let's talk about Verdict and how you guys came up with the whole band together. Because as far as I've been in contact with one of your band members, which he's a very close friend of mine, Manish. Shout out to Manish, man. Um
You-
yeah, so I've seen like vocalists coming in and out, but for with this formation, I think you guys are very complete. And Serge, as I've said previously so many times. He's a powerhouse when it comes to this type of stuff. He can deliver. It has bread and butter. Talking about music wise, it says shit. He knows it inside out. And Jamil is saying, who wants to make a new death metal band with me? Wow, man, you already have another band, bro. Come on, man.
I think I need to check my WhatsApp because I think they killed each other. But yeah, uh, well,
So, so,
yeah,
so, so tell us about Verdict. How was that whole, you know, the whole issue with vocals, and I think there was something that happened, like, with one gig that you guys literally, like, there was like a lot, like, what, like 10 people showed up and it was just you guys. Like, it was literally
yeah,
like the musicians and the organizers, which is fucking sad, man, which is fucking sad.
yeah. Great. Well, first of all, I can't even remember which year I started the band, but I remember that the first person that I spoke to join me, because once I left Jordan, I wasn't being like able to work with Chalice of Doom,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, the guitarist in Jordan, I'm in Dubai, and the vocalist in South Korea. So it was very hard.
South Korea? Okay.
He's a nuclear engineer. I keep telling him that we're not friends, so delete my number because I don't want anyone to assassinate him.
Okay.
So I've decided to do something here in Dubai because I really wanted to do something, especially that I have the opportunity to go perform live. In Jordan, that's it. You do just music, you record, and to release. That's it. So the first person was Munish, and we started the band. We got Sebi on board, Jimmy.
I think it was 2015. 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2015. It's
Yeah.
2015. The name of the band, Jimmy came up with it.
Mm-hmm.
The one who came up with the name. And yeah, we started with Karam, but then Karam left because he was more focused on his side of industrial
Yeah.
A and all of that. So we couldn't find something in between. Like Karam, he's one of the vocalists that we were happy to be
Mm-hmm.
working with, but for some cases it's not always working.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's when also, yeah, at that time Munish left to Kuwait,
Mm-hmm.
so we were missing a guitarist, so we had to bring another guitarist, which was Olivier, the French fries guy. So
Mm-hmm.
Olivier was a great guitarist, but unfortunately Olivier had to go back to France.
Mm-hmm.
He left like almost maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, it's me, Jamie, Septain, and Serge got on board.
Mm-hmm.
That that's 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 it.
Ahmed Jamil is saying you forgot Jonathan.
Yeah. That was the first vocalist. Yeah, but he was our friend, and he came and he jammed with us like a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still in the formation of the band.
Mm-hmm.
We were a band. We were just okay. We have an idea. Let's see what we're gonna get together.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan didn't work with us, so then Karam came in. Then
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Jimmy.
I think Jamil has the archive of Verdict. Is like he's going through it right now. It's like wait. No, here.
No, I can't remember with Jonathan because literally we jumped a couple of times.
Mm.
Like I've never considered Jonathan as a band member.
Mm. It was like in the early days. It was in the tryouts and stuff like this.
Let's try and see what kind of music we can come out with.
Mm-hmm. So how easy was it for you guys just to jump on the bandwagon and just like, yeah, we want to make like, we want to play extreme death metal. It was, I mean, I'm sure Serge is one of them. I'm sure you're one of them. But with Jimmy is like, this guy is like,
Yeah,
he's everywhere. He plays anything, man. He's that guy.
he's the marshmallow guy in the band. He plays with hidden and weird pictures, but that's another topic. Uh, Yeah, but actually, we didn't plan for anything. We're gonna go inside the practice room and we start playing and
Mm-hmm.
see what we're gonna have with us or what comes out
Mm-hmm.
from the whole. And it went as we wanted and even better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we have 9 songs. Uh, we are in the process of recording everything, but the obstacle that we are facing, it's of course the obvious with every
Mm-hmm.
band, is the drums. And I do not. Yeah, I know we are pathetic musicians.
Oh man. But
Yeah,
this scene really lacks on drummers. Like, I don't know what's the problem. It's
it's
like you see a lot of guitarists. Like, guitarists are the most available ones.
of course they are available. They can like practice 24/7 in their toilet seat, sitting over there with the guitar. That's it for them. But for a drummer, like I remember once I had like my electric kit, and I was on the 6th floor, so I was just playing, softly because it's electric at the end. And the neighbor downstairs, he came up and he's like, "But I can hear some noise. You have to stop." So I had to stop. Even on electric,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot practice. But yeah, they're lucky bastards. What
Yeah.
to do?
And Karam is in the house. What's up, Karam? Thank you very much for dropping by, man. He's saying beautiful memories with the whole verdict journey. Is like it was lots of fun, and still Mu'tasim is saying fuck verdict, and Jamil is agreeing on that fuck verdict, and
I
and
agree.
and Serge is saying yeah. Let's apparently start tech death or something. I don't know. He wants to start a tech death metal band. So they're having their own conversation going on, and it's good, man. It's good that they're engaging. I mean, the thing is, like, we rarely get time to sit down. I mean, I don't chill with you all the time. This is like one
Yeah.
of the only times I get to chill with Jobber himself. Like, when I meet you in a gig and everything, we make fun of each other. We have fun
Yeah,
on the go. We don't have boundaries. Like, but sit down and actually, like, dive into how you do your stuff and how you plan your things. It's just, it's very interesting to know that it's not easy as well. We like, as a musician, we think it's hard to record stuff, or like, oh man, the financial issues that we're gonna have to go and record with this studio. But the whole organizing thing, I think it's a much more stepped up problem, as in, like, you need to be the man of your thing, and you need to know your points, that you need to attack them step by step. Which, again, man, kudos to you and Motasim and the previous guys that they were in the business here. Which I wanted to ask you one thing. Do you think uh, there is room for other people? Do you encourage people to join in and be an organizer, or it's just a hell of a job? It's like, do you like people to help, like, like aside of you and Motasim? Do you like to see another guy in the scene, which is like bringing in bands?
of course. As I said before, like it's the same thing of if you are willing to take the risk, you can get some finance to fund your shows. You can get a band, a decent band, local band, whatever. Uh, just do it, of course, because it's not a market share. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, me and Motasim and Nahla, we are the only ones for doing the shows, but that it's because it's not a business, strictly business.
Mm-hmm.
That means there is no market share. Like if it was 100% business where it's only about the profits, of course, no companies would like to have any competitors
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, against them. But since we're doing it for us, for the scene, for the bands, for the musicians, for our memories, for our goals, then no, anybody who would like to do that, they are welcome to try. And actually, many tried before. Not many succeeded, but still, it's not the end. And it's not like for us, it's always a success. We had some horrible
Mm-hmm.
situations, such as with Vader in 2015.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Motos got canceled and we lost. Wow. I remember maybe we kept eating tuna for 6 months. It was horrible. I thought it was a disaster. Like imagine you have a band from Poland,
Mm-hmm.
band from Germany, band from Lebanon, and on the day that they arrived, we knew that we do not have the permission. It was, of course, a mistake from the venue, but we got the heat.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
so it wasn't something people went on your back and informed
Oh,
that.
that's it. But I was trying to avoid talking
No,
about it.
because I was going to Serge's comment is like some of the organizers in the past they were pure scum, which I agree with him. Which it was much more competitive, as in like you know they couldn't just stand and watch you be more successful than them. You know you have much more polished and like way more better organized gigs. It was because their gigs they were just scattered, man. It's just like whoever they find, whichever band they find, they just bring everything together like which I like about you guys. You guys just I mean, I think I told you about this, the whole Paradise Lost gig. I told you, man, we are not fitted for the whole thing. We are not doomed. We're like, we're the black sheep in this, but in this card, man. It's like, but again, we were part of your whole steel engraved gig, and we like my shows with JoScene, dude. Hands down, I had fun because, you know, me and you, we're friends. One thing, two things. Like for example, I think I remember you once you kicked me off the stage, man. It's like
Yeah, because the time was over.
no, it wasn't this. I was there just to help the guys out, and you're like, dude, only the band members and the organizers. Please fuck off. I'm like, I gave you that look and I
Say fuck
left.
off. I didn't say fuck off, but yeah, you translated it well. So because we are friends, and they'll be like, Ahmed, fuck off.
Yeah.
Jimmy, the fuck off the stage. This kind of things.
Oh
But
man,
yeah,
man, we got Farah in the house. They know him as I know him as Farah, but apparently his name is Daithi. I mean, dude, sorry if I'm butchering your name, man. It's been freaking wild, man. It's been a freaking while since I fucking met that guy, but he went from Dubai and I didn't have a chance to meet him. So it's good to see you, man. Thank you very much for dropping by. And what is Hakina? What he means? I mean, Farah just. Oh, it's an inside joke.
an inside joke. Yeah,
Okay, man. I mean, dude, it's like it's crazy how you guys do your things because as an outsider, I'm looking like I was considering doing such a thing. I think I told you about it. I like this is like long back. I told you I want to put like a four piece like a
yeah,
four band show together, which that's like one of my main goals to do it because I think you know there is a taste for everyone, and because we're friends, and our audience really enjoys everyone's music. So I always
yeah.
wanted to get like Nerve Cell and sorry, no, not Nerve Cell. Nerve Cell is like way out of my league. Coat of Arms, Benevolent, and Svengali and my band AKB. That was like my dream lineup. I wanted. This was like back in like 2014 when once Svengali started off, and Benevolent was still hot, and Coat of Arms was like still active a bit. But I mean, for me, that lineup would have fucking worked, because people know us, and Svengali has a fucking crew, Benevolent has a crew, Quarter Farm has a crew, and we had a tiny crew as well, so we could, enjoy together. That was my dream lineup. So, uh, I don't know, man. I think I didn't have the cash, or I think the whole idea just got like bumped, because none of you replied to me. I was like, man, it's too much work. I don't know. Maybe it was something that I feel like the local bands they cannot pull out crowds. Specific bands can pull out crowds, but because maybe this is one of the reasons that one of the recent venues that everyone was doing gigs with, apparently that was one of the things that they came up with is like no local bands unless you bring in an international band and then the local bands can play. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, although like the whole series of Desert Experiment, and there
Yeah, the
was a
same thing.
lot of there was a lot of good local shows that local bands put together, and it was way successful. But
Yeah.
I mean, do you think this is like a regional problem or is like a
No, it's business. It's not a problem. That's business.
mm,
If I had a business where I'm the owner of a venue, of course I'll be looking at numbers. I'm not gonna be looking at people had fun, or the organizer or the bands. You know what I mean? It's when it comes to business, it's strictly business. You have to keep your emotions away from it. So
But what
I'm
type
with
of business we're talking? Because the audience that they come in, sorry to cut you off. The audience that come in, they would purchase something. You know, you get what I'm saying? It's like, dude, whenever I was there, I think I was the only guy who drinks ginger ale, and pretending that I'm drinking, drinking. But
yeah,
everyone else is just like properly not wasted. They're enjoying their time. They're spending. Is it that type of a problem because the place is not getting a revenue out of it, or what is it
not
exactly?
not just numbers. It's they're not getting the revenue that they're expecting on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time they have other costs because yes, we are handling 95% of the cost, but you still have some of the costs, such as it depends on the deal between you and the venue, where, for example, they are going to pay 50% of the permission,
Mm-hmm.
or the hotels also they have their own costs, where when they calculate it with the number of attendees and how much each one is going to spend, then they will be like, there's a difference for them. So for them, local bands, when you're getting 100 people, that's not good for them, because they will consider it as, okay, I'm giving you the Friday, it's a weekend day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for you. So even our regular customers, even if they wanted to come inside, that's not their cup of tea. So they will be leaving. So basically, you're taking the whole venue. So we're expecting to get the revenue the same as on a regular day, and even better. But when
Mm-hmm.
they see versus international acts, when you're getting 300 minimum,
Mm-hmm.
250,
Mm-hmm.
that where, okay, that's good for us.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
get
good.
it, and even Jamil is Jamil's comment, man. This guy cannot hold his mouth. It's like El Barrio is a place with businessmen go there to pick up, eat, and they don't sit on a table with beers. They open bottles and shit. So big difference in numbers. I agree to it. I agree, but I mean, what is our fault, man? I mean, as musicians, you are a musician yourself, and you are an organizer on top of that. I mean, I'm sure it's hard on both ends for you to organize. I mean, how many times you got screwed over going to different venues? It like it wasn't successful in one venue and it was successful in another one, and someone's just like, yeah, I don't want to do local gigs. Like what is your take on that, as a
Okay.
musician and as an organizer?
As a musician and as an organizer, if people, they need to see more, and they need to get more into the details, such as, for example, you have a market that can pull around 300 people, let's say, to 500 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how many local bands you have? We have 4, 5, 6, for example. So let's say we have 12 local bands. So when me and Mu'tasim and Nahla, we are doing uh, 8 to 10 shows a year. Okay, you need
Mm-hmm.
local band, obviously, to support them and to support you.
Mm-hmm.
So the same audience that they're coming uh, to the first gig, 90%, 80 to 90% of them, the same people, they're gonna come to the next one, yeah, and to the next one and the one after it. So basically, after crossing 3 shows for the attendees, they
Mm-hmm.
will be like, oh, we saw this band before, we saw this band before, about they're pointing at the local bands. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing a strictly just a local band show, here where it comes the struggle, where to pull people, because they will be like, I saw this band and I saw this band many times with Hypocrisy, for example, or with Sepultura, or with. So why would I go and attend a local show? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that the thing, where like the number of the events versus the number of the bands that you're having, and how many times they're going live a year. You know what I mean? And as a musician, we all know that not all the scene they're interested in local bands. Yes, we support each other, all of that, but you do not see the exact numbers that we're getting during a show for an international band. It never happened where we did like a local show and the same number of attendees of international act came to the local show, because for them we saw this band many times. Why would I go and waste my money again? For us, we go because we have close relationship with those musicians, those bands, the venue, our friends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
more of a closed circle that you will find, and few strangers or the first time they're coming. But yeah, that's the outcome. It's not like they don't want, but they'll be like, I already like for example, my band Verdict. If if I put my place as one of the attendees, where okay, I saw Verdict once, twice, that's it. Like if someone tells me that there's a local band show for local bands and Verdict is playing, I'll be like, I already saw them. You know, maybe after a year I'll be interested to see them again, and so on. But of course, from person to another, it's different. But I'm telling you exactly, like when you do all those shows, it's not only about calculating the costs and the revenue and all of that. Also,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do a study for the market that you're doing the event in, to
Mm-hmm.
understand how the attendees, what pulled them. For example, with Motasim's shows, Cultura 800 people showed up, in Catatonia 700,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we were like, me and Motasim, where the hell they are? You
Exactly.
know, those people, like we don't see in local shows. We see the same faces,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe a couple new faces, and that's it. But you don't see it. But that number, that kind of numbers is a bit, it's high, and it's not like 100 people extra or 50. No, you're talking about 400, 500, 600. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, you have the people, but they're only interested in big acts.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's what most that's what they're interested most in,
Which,
not local.
yeah, Karam is asking, is like, ask Jabber which Verdict gig was the best in terms of performing, and let him to, and let him to use, and okay, and let him to tell you stories playing in Jordan, Lebanon.
Wow. Jordan, Lebanon, man. I don't know. We have a weird luck with the playing outside. I mean, we performed in Lebanon and Jordan, and in both scenarios we faced weird situations. Like for example, in Jordan, Jimmy he couldn't travel with us.
Why?
So me, Munish, and Karam, and Septin. He was
Mm-hmm.
stuck at work with his company, so he couldn't. It was absolutely a no. So for us, it's fine to go with the one guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
But that's normal situation. But for Lebanon, that was very weird, where it was me, Olivier, and Karam, and that time also Jimmy he couldn't travel because he was renewing his passport. So we asked Munish to replace him for
Mm-hmm.
Lebanon show, to come from Kuwait to Lebanon, and so Munish and Septin, both of them, they got rejected their
Wow.
visas.
Okay.
Yeah, even though that they applied 2 times. So at the end, we ended up playing drums, guitars, and vocals, and that's it. But it went really great. Like the Lebanese, the music scene, they were very interacting with us. They're headbanging, moshing, and all of that. It
Mm-hmm.
was weird to play with one guitar only, but it went great.
That's great, man. I mean, okay, I'm sure Karam was talking about this, and
Yeah,
there is a guy called Ahmed Klub. He's saying Klub was here.
yeah.
Uh,
Awesome.
and Maher Nasif is in the house. He's saying not the same numbers since I left Dubai after closing my bar, the Red Hot
Yeah,
Chili. The market
yeah,
itself is going down, bro. So
yeah.
I mean,
True.
do you think? I mean, you know what? We're almost wrapping up the show, so I always ask my guest, "What is next?" So, like, what is next in the whole scene for us as an organizer, as a musician? Where do you think we're going with this new situation that we're all facing? Do you think that we were? I mean, until further notice, I don't think they would allow such a
Yeah.
gathering. Wait, there is a huge ass comment just dropped in, and that's from Farah. Is like in UK and Ireland and Europe, when a band comes to town, they usually bring a support act on their tour plus one local band. In Dubai, it's only the headliner plus one local because of the difficulties getting bands in Dubai. When you have two bands from outside coming, it adds a lot of it adds a lot to the event, but it's just the way things are in Dubai that it has to be that way, which I
Yeah.
agree to an extent.
Which
I completely agree, but it's like, what we can do. That's exactly what I'm asking you. What is next for us, man? What do you think with considering this situation?
just quickly to answer about what Dave said, it's you we cannot compare Europe with Dubai because in Europe you can just rent a bus between all of you, take the equipment on board, and you just leave. And in our case, we did try that with Vader when we got to Still Engraved and Voice of the Soul, but and also again Vader when it actually happened last year, and the guys from Brazil they came, Nervo Chaos, but it's still for us and for them it won't work because we cannot uh, offer anything for the like whoever is the sporting act that are coming with the international acts. So what we cannot offer a fee or flights
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
for them because basically we want the international band. And if you guys are coming, you are welcome, but we can cover to a limit where that allow us to do that, such as like accommodation, transportation, catering, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the case of UK, as Dave said, that's totally different because it's literally I went to Germany and I went to with a couple of bands. I went to Brutal Assault, Czech Republic. I saw how things going. Like even for big bands, what makes it sense for them to go from Metal Days to Brutal Assault to Vacan to is just a matter of they get their own truck with their equipment and their crew where they sleep in it and everything. And from the organizer's side, he's gonna pay everything in full. Where I don't have to pay anything for you or to cover anything, maybe just accommodation or so. But yeah, that's a different. For your question, is
Wait,
that
before you're going to that question, because we have two more comments. There is one from Maher, which is saying regarding the whole situation is like we are waiting for the countries to plan and strategize to see what we can do, and which, yeah, it's a legit point. I mean, in this situation, in this pandemic, we cannot just take any step. Which everyone is
yeah,
just closed. We can't do anything. And Karam is saying, which is a very very good valid point. He's pointing out is like if the scene keeps depending on international acts, local bands won't grow, and the scene won't grow either. Which I agree with him. I mean, I've said this so many times. We don't have a backbone. We don't have a support. As in, like, it's just people doing
I can,
shit on their
I can
own.
I can keep doing the local shows, but at the end, the venue itself, they will not accept. You know, I'd like for example, if it was my venue, I'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, it's fine. I'll put I'll allocate like one day a month for local bands because I don't care. It's my place. It's fine to lose some money on that night because I have a whole month. But for
Mm-hmm.
them, their mentality when it comes to money, it's different. For me, I don't care if 20 people came. I'll keep doing it until it becomes hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
But for the business owners here in venues and so on, it's no, it's a matter of numbers. What you're getting on the sheet at the end of the day on the
Mm-hmm.
cash.
Mm-hmm.
So and you cannot force people to go attend
I'm
local.
yeah, I completely it's like a double-edged sword, man. You don't know who to
It is.
satisfy. You
It is.
don't know. Like you do
You
it for
can.
your, yeah. Sorry to cut you off. It's like you do it for your own love of the whole local scene, or you do it for the numbers, because over here, as you said, it's not easy. It's not like Europe that this thing or any other not any other place in the world, as like Europe and the Western countries. It's not way open. It's not that everyone has these opportunities. That's why I think we're doing very well with what we're having, but as in,
Yeah.
I just agree with Karam, because the local bands are, we're still struggling, man. We're still like, we're not. I mean, it's just hard for us, you know, with even with the organizers being our friends. I mean, how much an organizer can pull favors, you know? They can't. I mean, let's say every gig you put that favorite band of your friends to open for the show. As you said, people might get bored of it, you know? They will be like, what the hell is going on, you know? But it's very limited. And there is another comment in the house. It's Maher again. He's saying, I believe, Jobber, that the big gig nights shall rise again and better soon, hopefully. And he's saying, Ahmed, we need more support from the Ministry of Tourism department to stand by our side and make it easier for us also. Man, dude, we're all in this boat together, man, as musicians, as organizers, because, you know, for people like Jabir and Mutasim and whoever was before them, they're actually trying to do this thing and establish this whole movement in this region. But some stuff is just out of our power, man. We can't. I mean, it's just the whole Corona COVID-19 thing was just the cherry on top. Like, we were doing very well, and this thing came in the middle and is like, "Hello, motherfuckers," you know. So this is
Exactly.
crazy, man. And
Yes.
and Farah is saying the scene needs a home, a good venue that has the support of the ministry, and it has the understanding of the scene, and
Yeah.
of the scene is okay. And Jamil is saying definitely by why we but why would they support an underground what's called minority? He's asking about the whole Maher comment that he said that the ministry should be on our side. That's exactly that everything. As I said, we all suffer from this problem, man. I mean, it's no elephant to address anymore. We already know it. It's already there. We're seeing it every freaking time that we do a show or play as as a musician in a show. So you know what? Just to wrap up the show, as I said, I usually ask my guest, what is next in your opinion? What we need to do to make the scene better in case if this pandemic goes away.
In case of this pandemic goes away, of course, we need to still have those active organizers. And as I said before, if there's anyone who's willing and he, he believes that he has the ability, the requirements to do shows, they are welcome to join us because at the end, we are doing everything, whether like Motasim's, Nahlas, my show, whatever, it's the whole result is going to go for everyone, not only us. You know what I mean? But for us, we're just hoping that the whole pandemic thing and with the virus that is gonna go away soon, so we can go back on our feet and start doing the shows again. And all we can do is to keep working hard, keep doing the shows, and keep the scene alive.
Do you think that the like you or Motasim, or maybe in like a combined effort from both of you, you guys could like in near future when the pandemic is over, you guys can manage like a proper big scene, as in like rent a proper arena and do a like bring out international acts and plus local bands.
We had this coming on the way. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like for this year, I had maybe 7 confirmed shows for big bands. You know, big bands that I cannot even do it in a closed venue, such as El Barrio, for
Wow.
example. But and Motsam the same. For example, for him, Lacona Quell was a big thing, but
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately
Mm-hmm.
it got cancelled because of the whole virus thing and pandemic. But yeah, for us, of course, we started. This is how we started. We started with local bands. We started after local bands. We started putting like international. Then we started getting uh, a bigger international act than the one before, and all of that. And we started going out. For example, Motsam did the Sepultura in Hard Rock Cafe. That's an achievement that we
Mm-hmm.
went out
Exactly.
of that closed doors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely that's on the table, and we were ready to take the big next step. But unfortunately, with everything else got stopped. But we're hoping that we're gonna go back soon, beginning of 21, hopefully.
So man, it was a great fucking time talking to you, bro. It's like catching up with you. It's just like you're at your place, I'm at my place, and it's just like crazy.
Yeah, man. It was fun
Uh,
talking to you.
Dude, thank you very much for joining me on the show, man. Dude, where they can find JoScene, where they can find Verdict, and where they can find Chalice of Doom. Tell them about where they can find you on social media, your music, your everything, like
Well,
all
of
the
course,
updates.
you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, JoScene, Verdict, Chalice of Doom. We have Facebook page. You can find we have two albums on YouTube. You can just put Chalice of Doom or just don't put. It's I mean, we're very easy to reach.
So they can
So
find you on social media. Just like they look, because I already put your Instagram handle, which is JoScene Events, and the Facebook handle is JoScene itself. With you
yeah.
guys cannot miss out the whole logo, which is amazing with the pic of Joe. I love that, man. So, dude, Jabba, thank you very much for joining me for this session. I really had a blast talking to you. I mean, just nitpicking on these small things, because I know how like you and Motassem really work hard for these things, and me as a musician, as an outsider, as a friend that I know that you guys go through shit. Suddenly your gig gets fucked, and it's a bummer. I know I cannot relate to it completely. Sorry, I cannot feel it completely, but I can relate to it. You know, because we had shit shows, we had we got screwed up and like stuff like this. We got screwed up. Wow. So I can relate to it, but again, man, you guys are still pushing for it, and don't stop,
Mhm.
man. You guys still have a chance, and hopefully this whole thing will come to an end. And again, man, thank you very much for joining me. It was a blast. Do you have any final words for the guys who are still watching?
Oh, that's it, guys. Stay safe. Thank you for everything, for all the support. Each one of you, you know yourselves, and hopefully, 21 is gonna be better. It will be better.
Hopefully. Finger crossed, man. Guys, thank you very much for joining us for this session. This session is Muhammad Jabber. So this is the final session for the season, for the first season of Combos and Chill. I might stop this for a while. Again, it's a very 50-50 situation. I might continue it, I might not. So I'll be updating you guys with videos and stuff like this. So it was a great ride. I had fun. It's just that, sometimes you need to do some adjustments in your life. So I don't want to take your time, Jobber. So uh, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please let them know about the page. I'm going to be updating you guys about the new schedule or anything coming up. So thank you very much for joining us for this session. I'll see you guys on Tuesday with another friend of mine who's a musician from Malaysia. His name is Shafkat. We're going to be talking about his journey and his music because it's in a different scene completely. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care of yourself.
Okay.